welcome to At the Cameron. My name is Jennifer Claro, and I work as the director at the Cameron Senior Center, and I am fortunate to be with my co-host, Peggy Siegel, who is a resident of the town of Westford, a retired psychiatric nurse, and is also part-time on our staff. She actually started off with us volunteering, and now she is also a co-host. So glad you're back. Glad you're back.
Glad to be back.
Yes. And also, we're joined with Jen Beal, who is an important part of our social service team and works as our outreach coordinator. So today we're going to talk a little bit about the work that she does as an outreach coordinator. Mm-hmm. So Jen, could you tell us a little bit about the services that are provided through the outreach program at the Cameron?
Yes. So there's a lot that goes on in the outreach department every day between myself and my coworker, Annette Cerullo. A lot of what we do is around providing financial assistance to our seniors, and that can take different forms. There's fuel assistance available through Community Teamworks, which is a nonprofit out of Lowell, and oftentimes we will help seniors complete the application and make sure they have their paperwork for that. There's also a number of property tax reduction programs that are available through the town of Westford and the assessor's office. And we'll also help our seniors who are low income or veterans or folks with a disability complete those applications so that they can hopefully get approved and get some money off their property taxes. We also assist older adults with applications or questions around Medicaid or SNAP, their supplemental nutrition program, things like that. And those are things that we can do in person in my office. A lot of times we go out and do home visits with folks. They're more comfortable there and they have all their paperwork there. And folks obviously can always call us if they have questions or need clarification around that. In addition to those programs, we also have a very popular durable medical equipment loan program, our DME program. And so if folks are having surgery like a hip or a knee, or if they had a fall and they need to borrow a walker or a shower chair or some other piece of DME, we can loan that out to them quite easily. They can just come to the center and complete a release form to borrow the used equipment, and they can keep it as long as they need it. And it's a very popular program because oftentimes folks just need something short term, so why go out and buy it if you can just borrow it from us and keep it as long as you need it. We also have another very popular program, which is our handyman program. So we have this amazing group of maybe 10 handymen who are volunteers. They're all retired, and they give their time to our seniors and help do minor repairs in their homes. So nothing requiring a permit or a ladder, but other than that, if someone has a leaky faucet or they need a piece of furniture moved or they need, their patio furniture put out for the summer, they can call the outreach department and put a request in. We'll send it out via email to our handyman team, and generally they respond within like 24 to 48 hours. So that's a very popular program in a nice way for seniors, especially those on a fixed income, to have minor home repairs done at no charge. In addition, we have a lot of other programs that we do, but one of the things that I love about the job is that the phone, it's always ringing in the outreach office, and you never know who's going to be on the other end of the line or what they're going to need. And I feel like we will always find a way between myself and all of our staff to support our Westford seniors.
You all do amazing work, and your phone is always ringing, and there's always people coming to the front desk.
Absolutely,
which yes. Peggy can attest to, that ask and that are new, that want to find out about your services. Yes. Can people just show up, or would you prefer that they make an appointment, or is it just maybe too risky just to assume that when you come in that you can be seen?
I feel like we always want to make ourselves available whenever possible. Annette and I are both that way. But sometimes we are out of the office on a home visit. I know today Annette is out with seniors doing a facility visit to go check out a senior living facility. So it's usually best to make an appointment for things that might take more time, like those financial applications, things like that. But if I'm in my office and I'm available, I'm more than happy to assist somebody. A lot of times I'm walking around the center and someone will grab me, which is great. I mean, that's why we're there, and we can get things done. I've seen people in Market Basket that might pull me aside with a question. It's all good. That's why we're here.
Well, the other piece I was just wondering about, when you talked about the handyman program, which is it's a really unique program in that it's very helpful to people, like you said, on fixed incomes, but it also utilizes the amazing skills that a lot of our centered participants have that are retired engineers.
Yes.
You know, or they've just dilly-dallied in woodworking and just have a desire to help people. So is there any type of background check that that you all do just to before you qualify them for the program?
Yes,
So,
yes. And, you know, I think we're going to talk about volunteering in general, but all of our volunteers have to go through a Corey background check through the state. In addition, when we send a handyman out to someone's house, there's a release form that the homeowner needs to sign that is saying, I'm allowing this person to come in my home and do this work. So we are absolutely on top of making sure that the people that we're sending out into the community are vetted.
All right. Thank you for that information on the social services end of your outreach position. And you know, you alluded to volunteers. That's also another area that you coordinate through the Cameron. And I know you work very closely with Katie, our program coordinator, who utilizes probably the majority of your volunteers. But could you tell us if someone's interested in volunteering, maybe just some of the different areas that are available at the Cameron, and also if there's any paperwork that has to be done?
Yeah, sure. So I like to say the Cameron runs on volunteers, sort of like America runs on Duncan. We have over 140 volunteers, which is amazing, and I think speaks to the Cameron Senior Center and the fact that people want to be a part of it. We have a lot of different opportunities available, from working in Trudy's thrift shop upstairs, which is open every day, and if you haven't been, I would stop in. They have really wonderful things at very low prices. We have the Friendly Visitor Program, which is another one of my favorite programs that I oversee, which is where we send volunteers into a senior's home to do weekly or bi-weekly visits. And the folks that both volunteer and receive the visits just rave about it. It's really nice for people who are homebound or lonely or recently experienced a loss to have someone go in and have conversation or play cards. We've had a couple of veterans that we've put together that were both interested in history and things like that. So there's a lot of different opportunities. If anyone's interested in volunteering, they can come to the center or contact me. We'll get them an application. We'll do the Corey background check, and then I'll get them assigned to their respective areas.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's pretty easy.
Super easy.
Well, like you said, I know you coordinate a lot of volunteers. And another area that you also coordinate is this year you'll be kind of, I know you've been working, or you've been in transition with our town social worker, Allison Christopher, who oversaw the property tax rebate program. And I know this year you're going to kind of, you did so well last year with the transition that you're going to be overseeing that program.
Yeah.
So can you just tell us, for people that maybe have not ever heard about the property tax rebate program, kind of what it's all about, and if it's something they might be able to do?
Sure, yeah.
What the criteria is.
Another really amazing opportunity available through the town. What it is it allows older residents of Westford who are homeowners and live in their home to work approximately 100 hours during our fiscal year, which is July 1st to June 30th, although this particular program ends March 15th. But what they can do is, there is a lottery. We have more people interested than there are spaces. But once they're enrolled in the program, they provide 100 hours of service at about minimum wage, and they end up making about $1,500 that is then applied directly to their property tax bill. So if you live in town, you live in your home, you own it, you are potentially eligible to participate. And it's a really good program because the folks that we've had that do it each year, they want to come back. And it's not just about the money getting applied to their property tax bill. It's just to be involved in the different town offices where folks are working, to understand kind of the inner workings of the town and interact with the folks that are running their town. And we've had several folks work in the senior center. And like you said earlier, Jennifer, these are people that are retired, but they bring so many different skill sets and such a willing personality and attitude. And they've worked in the town clerk's office, the police department, the cemetery department, the senior center. We've in the schools. It's just it's a win-win.
Well, I know for our center, it's huge because they help in our fitness room with being a fitness center monitor. They support us with different programs. Yep. They help with administrative tasks. So, we love having
we do
our tax workers.
Yes.
Again, it's like you said, the skills that they bring forth, far outweighs the benefit that they're getting, we're just very fortunate to be able to have this program and to have the caliber of volunteers participate. But I think another really important part to the success of this program is actually also having the positions with the different town departments in the schools. So, any town department or school that hasn't worked for the property tax rebate program, and Jen, we would love to invite you to consider as maybe something new for you all to do.
Yeah, we do. As I said, we do get positive feedback from both participants, both the town employees that are supporting this as well as the participants. And to that end, in terms of looking for opportunities, the applications are out right now for the fiscal year 26 program. So stop by the senior center or give me a call. I can email a packet out to you, and those are due towards the end of May.
Okay.
I was just going to ask you, what do you find the most challenging parts of your job?
That's a good question. I think sometimes it's just getting through some of the channels that we need to get through in order to get folks what they need. A lot of times we have to call different agencies or organizations for information, and like anyone who's had to call and press this for this and that for that, and then you get through and they're like, oh, you actually have to talk to this person. Because at the end of the day, we really are in the business of helping people in whatever way we can. But we do it, and we love to do it. And so, I think any position, any role is going to have its challenges, but this job and our center is just amazing. So it's really, I just feel so grateful every day to be there.
Well, it's very clear with you and Annette both that how much you want to be helpful to others, and people really appreciate it. I mean, we get so much feedback at the desk about different things that have been accomplished through your work.
Yeah, well, that's nice to hear. And I could say the same about you. I mean, Peggy comes in, puts her stuff down, and immediately is greeting people and helping people, and always has a smile. And like everyone else, if you don't have an answer, you find it. So
if I don't have an answer, I send it to you.
Yeah, totally. That's always. That's totally fine. And I mean, everyone that works at the center is just so driven by our mission, and so wanting to help. And we all support each other as well. I think it's a really unique place to be, where everyone is just really wants to do their best, and we all share information as well. I mean, I think the nice thing about having like our van service, and the drivers might be out and they might say, oh, I saw Mrs. So-and-so today and she just didn't seem like herself. Can you check in with her? And we have those kind of conversations, confidentially, of course, all the time to make sure that, people are being taken care of. And we also, sometimes in outreach, I'll get a call from a family member who's out of state. I just talked to someone's daughter the other day whose dad lives in town, and he's getting older and he's getting a little more forgetful. And so she'll, a lot of times families will call and say, what kinds of services and supports are available that you can connect us to just make sure that my mom or my dad or whomever is getting what they need.
So it's not just what we can provide, it's also information and referral and triaging.
100%. Yeah, that's a good point. That's most of what we do is providing those services and supports and referrals to different programs that people a lot of times didn't even know were available. And also just keeping up to date on the latest information that might affect our seniors. So for example, the changes that are coming to Social Security on March 31st, we've had several inquiries at least from worried seniors. Am I still going to get my Social Security check every month? Because a lot of the seniors we see, that is their only source of income each month, and they rely on that. So we quickly got the facts from SSA.gov, put a flyer together, put that out in, around the center to kind of allay some of those fears and provide evidence-based information.
Well, I do have to smile a little bit because I know yesterday, I think it was yesterday or it might have been Tuesday, when I came by your office, I think it was, and you were on the, or you had the Social Security Administration on hold because you wanted to see how long it would take for someone to pick up the phone. And,
yes.
And we laugh, but we know the frustration, even for ourselves when, we're trying to get through, whether it's with an insurance company, trying to get information, and you get transferred from one person to the other, and you've just given your whole story.
Exactly.
And then you get someone new, and you just want to give up. And if you get to that point, just know that the Senior Center and our outreach department and our staff are here to help pick those pieces up, because we realize how difficult it is. And like you said, we're very proactive and the things that we do. Just like yesterday, you were just trying to find out how difficult it was for simply someone to pick up the phone. And again, I think that just speaks to the volume of the capabilities and the compassion that our staff has, and our volunteers. They really, inspire us. It's just a great place to work, and a lot of good work comes out of that building with the community's help, our volunteers, and again the great staff and the support of the town.
Yeah, that's a good point. I have found everyone in the other town offices that we deal with, sometimes on a daily basis for various things, similarly willing to help, always with a smile. I've had very good interactions across the town of Westford offices.
Yeah, it does make things a lot easier.
Yes.
Well, Jen, thank you so much for coming and sharing about the outreach efforts at the Cameron, and our social service team is amazing, just like our transportation program and our volunteer programs. So thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
And now we're going to go check on Joe as he highlights a special volunteer at the Cameron, and we'll look at the segment, The Life of a Senior.
I'm Joe Lapiano, and I'm on the Council of Aging here. And in future segments, we'll be highlighting different activities here at Cameron. Today we have Phyllis with us, and Phyllis, you participate in the Zumba class and other activities here. Can you tell me a little bit more about the activities you participate in?
Okay. Well, other than Zumba, which is twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays, and it's for an hour, 45 minutes. And I'm also in the band called the Upbeats, and we practice every Thursday. I enjoy going to Trudy's thrift shop here, and I have joined the gym, which I'm going to have instructions as of a week from Monday. And I joined it several years ago, and then I don't know, I've did other exercises and walked and so forth. So it's time to build up some muscle and do those exercises in there.
And I know that you come regularly. Usually you come alone and meet friends here.
Absolutely.
Okay, and while you're in these classes and these activities, you socialize a lot with the other people here?
I do.
That-
I do. In fact, there's one other lady and I that usually after Tuesday's class we go out for coffee and a munchie.
So it's an important social
It
activity
is,
too.
absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a wonderful place.
Do you have any final thoughts about things you'd like to see here or experiences you've had maybe here?
I don't know where they'd put another class or whatever they have here. The schedule is so busy.
One of our biggest problems is of course space and
Is space,
parking.
right?
And
But
we're
I-
working on it.
Yeah. But I use the library.
Yes.
I have used that many times, and
So there's a little something for everybody here.
oh, definitely, it's a wonderful place. Wonderful. I mean, I've met people that. Oh, in fact, about a week ago, someone was bringing in their taxes, and she looked at me, and I looked at her, and I used to work for a couple of dentists, and she was our patient, and I haven't seen her since I retired, and she came, she's, oh, I miss you, and she gave me a big hug, and it was wonderful.
So it's
And
a great place to rekindle old relationships.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you very much, Phyllis,
You're
for
welcome.
your
You're very welcome.
help today, and we hope we can entice some other seniors in Westford to start using this wonderful center, the Cameron
Absolutely.
Center. So, Dottie,
Yes.
how long have you been participating in this class?
Well, it's been about 12 years.
12 years. Wow. Do you come to the senior center usually alone or with friends, or do you meet friends here?
I meet friends here, and I make a lot of friends here.
Yes. What other activities do you take place in here at the Cameron?
Well, I'm in the band. We have a great band, so I do that. And then I come to a dinner or a lunch once in a while,
Oh,
and that's about it.
very good. And the band is the Upbeats.
The upbeats,
The
yeah.
Upbeats, okay. So you do socialize with a lot of other people when you come
Oh,
here?
yeah, I love it. Yeah.
Good.
Well, I like activities. I'm not interested in sitting around playing cards and things like that, but they do have trivia nights, and those are fun.
So you're active with the activities that
Yeah,
are going on
yeah.
here and on a regular basis.
Right,
Good.
yeah.
Very good. Today we have with us Carol Wing. Carol is the instructor of several classes here. Carol, what classes do you offer here?
I teach 4 classes a week. I teach 2 Zumba classes, each one followed by a chair movement class. So Tuesdays and Thursdays, Zumba, chair movement.
And people that participate in your class don't need any special training,
No.
so you take them right through whatever the exercise of the day is.
Come as you are and learn as you go. We started Zumba in 2011 or something like that, and prior to that I had been subbing the chair movement classes for another instructor until I took them on a permanent basis.
Okay. Do you yourself participate in any offerings here at Cameron?
I try to when I can. I am pretty busy with my job, but I have definitely come here for some of the dinners, and the library is a great resource. Love to use that. I've come here to play pool. I've done some of the art projects in the art room. I would love to go on one of the outings, but again, I
time.
usually don't have time for that. But and games and bingo sometimes.
Can you speak a little bit to why you enjoy teaching these classes so much?
Oh, I love my job. I love teaching fitness, and I really like teaching fitness to the seniors because the seniors have gotten past the point of feeling very inhibited about exercising with other people, which is for a lot of people a little bit scary. But let's face it, they're not really here just for the exercise. They're here for each other. They're here to be social. So I'm half exercise and half entertainment. And so they feel very comfortable with one another. They form friendships. New people come. They're very welcoming. So it's a big social.
So here at Cameron, it's almost one big family. Are there other things that you would like to offer here if you had time?
I don't have time. We have talked about offering some other classes here. I have done some summer length classes. We've talked about yoga, but they already have, as someone mentioned earlier, a full schedule. Most of the rooms are full all of the times. I do work with some people on a private basis in the gym. I have actually played music here for some of the events, and so I try to get in here as much as I can.
Yes, well, thank you so much for agreeing to do this interview, and
My pleasure.
hopefully we'll have some new people coming to class.
I hope so, because this place is just rocking. I don't know why you wouldn't want to come here.
We are so fortunate to have Carol as part of our fitness center program, and I know other centers in outlying towns also utilize her, and she is just wonderful. So thank you, Carol, and thanks for that great piece, Joe. Well, I guess it's another wrap for At the Cameron, and again, I just appreciate Peggy and Jen being with us for this show, and we hope to see you at the Cameron.